2, 1, let's go. Hello everybody. Oh my god. Okay. So obviously a lot to talk about, and obviously you guys want to see the main topic of the video, but I gotta say this real quick. Genuinely, thank you guys so much for letting me hit 1K with you guys. I know by the time I get this video uploaded, it's most likely going to be almost to 1,100. Wait, 1K 100 subscribers, because this is going to take a while for me to make. But oh my god, I am genuinely so happy that we've made it this far, and it's like the most wildest thing that has ever happened to this channel, that the fact I've hit 1K subscribers in under 2 years of working on this channel. And for this celebration, I've been wanting to do this topic for a while, and since it's a 1K special that we have to do, I had the idea of maybe combining two videos. How about today's topic, the Kipo theory iceberg video? Obviously from the thumbnail, this is a Kipo theory iceberg. Obviously, I'm repeating myself, sorry about that everybody. But yeah, so I love Kipo, I love the series a lot. I watched it last year and think it's genuinely one of the best cartoon media that ever came out. But sadly enough, it is being taken down later this year, which is genuinely disappointing, because it's sad to see such good media being taken off from Netflix. But there are ways to still watch it, like there's DVDs out there, and also like websites you can buy the seasons from. But yeah, that's why I'm trying to do a bunch of the Kipo videos in the future, because I love this show to death and I don't want it to die off. But yeah, let's get right to the iceberg. Enough yapping, and let's do this, which we'll start off with level 1, the surface. I genuinely have no idea how to say this. Kipo hyperfiction options. Okay, so honestly, this is one of the levels, even after doing research on it, I still don't really know too much about it. But all I'm going to say is, from what my research and very few pages I've read online, is that pretty much Kipo is just a lab experiment, which we'll dive deeper into the video later on. There could have been other mutes if Kipo's parents had more children, which could have been a worm, a Komodo dragon, and I don't remember what the fourth one was besides a jaguar. So yeah, that's all I have for this level, so sorry guys. Animal testing. What I believe is that this could have been the cause of how mutes were made, and yeah, the iceberg does go a bit deeper on this with way more theories, but we will save those when we get to those. But yeah, overall, humans were just testing on different type of animals, and they eventually made mutes. So yeah, moving on. Benson is one of the first openly gay characters. Okay, so to keep this simple, Benson was the first openly gay character in the entire show of Kipo. I even double checked, because literally when I was writing the script of this video, I was watching the entire series. So, but yeah, pretty much Benson is the first gay character to open up on this show, and he does get himself a boyfriend later on. But yeah, moving on. Mute consciousness. So sorry about my pronunciation on that. I can't say that word for the life of me. Sorry about that. But so this is just when a mute is born, they get a personality like how. So pretty much this is just, you know, like when a mute is born and they grow up, they get a personality like how us humans can get personalities and like grow and develop, because, you know, mutes are born like us humans, you know, just with a better brain. And that's pretty much it. Oh my god, this is probably the worst entry I have done, or will probably do this entire video. Oh brother. Radiation involvement. So yeah, like I said earlier, the iceberg does go deeper on multiple ways the mutes could have been, you know, become mutes and stuff. So this is possibly one of the explanations for it, and it's pretty much just that radiation from either the sun, ozone layer being destroyed, or possibly bombing could have made animals evolve into mutes and, you know, pretty much take over the entire earth. And yeah, that's pretty much what I have for this entry, so sorry about that. Level 2, the surface. Oh my god, I completely messed up on this entire formatting for these two parts, so sorry about that everybody. Apology to slavery. So in reality, I don't really think the show is, you know, trying to say, oh sorry that slavery happened guys, let's just show cute animals but super deadly and a purple girl that can make peace with everybody. So yeah, no, I don't think this show is a apology to slavery in any type of way. That's just stupid. Dave's weak points. For this part, I actually had 3 ideas what this could have meant, but looking back, it's more simple than I thought. So what I'm thinking what this could mean is this is either talking about how Dave is overall like super weak. I mean, like literally he's not all that. Even in his super buff form, he is like one of like the weakest characters in the like entire like show, because he really cannot do anything because his like performance issues or whatever. And also there is like a weakness to actually kill a Dave, because I mean by Dave, because there were multiple Daves at some point in season 3 episode where Dave talks Kipo out of sliming out like an entire like boat of people. But yeah, so I guess there is a way to actually permanently kill a Dave, but we were never shown on how to properly kill a Dave. It was just shown off screen. So racism and xenophobic. Just to keep this simple, Kipo has a lot of these topics in the show, like how humans absolutely hate mutes and mutes hate humans back. Examples: Emily and Wolf hates mutes, and how Scarlet Mane absolutely hates humans and just wants to keep them as slaves. So simple as that. Wolf's parents. So Wolf, the character, she was adopted into a wolf family, and they pretty much like trained her with their children until one day they went hunting, and the kids and the entire family turned on Wolf, and Wolf, from learning how to fight with them, fought her own family and ended up killing her mother, which we'll dive into later on in the Iceberg. But for her real parents, we have no idea what happened to them. Maybe they died and they left the harsh world that is Kipo. Dave was patient zero. Alright, so this is trying to say that Dave could have been the first mute to ever been born. And I really like this theory, is that since Dave has told us in the show multiple times how his kind can't die, besides that one time the nerds were able to figure out how to fully kill him, but they didn't kill the Dave that we know and love. Dave could have been the first mutant ever, and that's when the mute virus or they experiment on more animals, and boom, the mutes took over the world. Level 3, underneath the surface. Oh, hello everybody, sorry for this quick interruption. Obviously this is Ultra Prime Studios, just in the middle of recording this video, but okay, so I just want to make this quick and simple, and I would love for you guys to click that like and subscribe button. That would mean the world to me. And how about we make a little deal, everybody? If you guys could get this video to 1,000 views, 200 likes in around 2 weeks, I will make a special little thought motion I've been holding back on for a bit. But yes, it will mean the world to me if you guys can please help me out and support this video, because I want to do way more stuff with this channel, and I have big projects coming out, much bigger videos, and this channel will grow so much more if you guys will just help me out and support me as more than you guys usually do. Alright, that's it, and I'll let you guys get back to your video. Hope you enjoy. Mute gene was a biological weapon. Alright, so this is one of the million other theories of how the mutes came to be. Is so the military made the mutes, and they were going to use them for their soldiers, or made them for their prisoners to get information out of. And I mean, why wouldn't you have a reptile soldier, or animals that can be used for certain environments, which could be way more better than a normal human soldier? I mean, like, rest of your life, or this. I mean, I wouldn't mind this too much. I'm not a furry, I swear. I just really like cats, and I mean, like, come on, they're so freaking cute. Wolf social problems. Alright, so the character of Wolf obviously has a lot of social problems. I mean, if you've seen the show, you know what I'm about to talk about. So pretty much her, being betrayed by your family, and then being turned into their food, and then having to kill your mother, and also having to live in the messed up world of Cuba would, obviously do a number on literally anybody. I mean, just think about it, and I can't even get through a day without my headphones, and I can't imagine how I would be if I was like this. And Wolf just absolutely hates people and hates mutes, and pretty much everybody, except until Kipo came into her life and pretty much changed it all. Scarlet Main's redemption. Alright, so pretty much after season 2, Scarlet Main was beaten and he ended up becoming a good guy after a few episodes of Kipo helping him out and being accepted by the other mutes. And eventually he became a really good character, and in my opinion, I think they did it right. The slow progress of him becoming a good guy was overall extremely good, and the fact that he started loving his family again, you know, Kipo's mom and father, and his sacrifice at the end was so sad, but it was extremely heartwarming. A lack of military presence. So there is a flashback where the mutes were just starting to come out and attacking the city, and you can see that there's no military at all in sight. I mean, in real life, the military would have been on something like this, and yeah, there is nothing though of any military throughout the show. I mean, we would have seen like tanks, destroyed helicopters, or I don't know, guns, helmets lying around, or hell, skeletons. But there's absolutely nothing for any military presence in the Kipoverse. And I don't really have an answer to this. Maybe in this world before the mutes broke out, maybe the world was just peaceful all entirely, and maybe there wasn't a needed military and everybody could live peacefully. But yeah, there's really no idea, or there's no answer I have to this. The mute's background is so weird. Guest artists slash singers. Alright, so for this part, I'm gonna be so for real with you guys. I was a bit lazy on this part, and I'm not really putting too much research on this. And the most I was able to find from just one Google search is like 3 artists. Dan Rosas, I have no idea how to say that. He was the guy that made a lot of the original songs for the series. Kaner Lehman, known for the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, he was the guy that made most of the music for that movie, and also Distant Cousins, Life, Lush Life, Ben Yen, and Dope Saint and Jude. And already I have no idea who most of these people are, but yeah, that's all I got for this entry. Sorry, my bad, y'all, I guess. I don't care, honestly, dude. It's like 10:49. I'm recording this. I have school tomorrow, and I'm so delayed on this video. Whatever. Mon Holland knew Kipo's mother before. Alright, yeah, I know I completely messed up how to say his name. It's been a while since I watched the episode where he came out on, but okay. So the theory is suggesting that Moonland, I'm just gonna call him Water Guy for now on, okay, because I can't right now, somehow met Kipo's mother before everything happened, from her being represented in the dream episode where, you know, the water bear guy goes into Kipo's and her friend's brain, and in Kipo's dream she was represented in there. I don't think this is right, because Moonlan told us like he can go inside the brain and bring the best memories that we want inside our dreams and make our dreams what we want them to be, so he can get more food slash energy from our brains. Because if you guys didn't know, water bear guy kind of feeds off of people's brain and their dreams. And yeah, you know, it's extremely messed up, but yeah. But what I'm thinking is that he just went to Kipo's mind like extremely deeply, and knowing that Kipo wants to see her mother, since she didn't really know her too much, she just used her and Kipo's mind to make Kipo's dream better and stronger, so he can get more food out of her. What the hell is wrong with the show? Level 4. Rad Comics. Okay, so even I didn't know about this originally, but fun fact, originally Kipo was actually a webcomic all the way back in 2015, and there was only 32 pages released, and overall it's kind of like episode 1 and 2 and the end of both episodes. But I mean honestly, the comic is legit pretty much still the exact same of like what we got from the first 2 episodes. I will totally recommend it for anybody to read it if you guys can find it. I mean, you could just look it up on Google and you can just find all the pages. It's really good. I love the art style, and I like how they pretty much kept it like how it is in the cartoon, but like in the webcomic it's like much more sharper with their lines, and I like that. But yeah, I totally give it a recommendation if anybody wants to read it. The cookies, oh sorry, quick break everybody, but Mama Prime just came up with some cookies and like some home bake. You want to say anything else to the people? Nothing. Okay. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for the cookies, Mom.
See ya. Bye.
Love you, Mom.
Love you.
Peace. Thanks for the cookies. All right, cool. Well, okay. Quick ASMR break though, because low-key these cookies are smacking. That's good right there. That is amazing. Adventure Time and Kipo share universe. I have no idea how someone can come to this. Cause tell me how this and this could ever happen in the exact same universe. I mean, yeah, sure, they both have a little bit of elements close to each other, but like, I don't think this and this could ever happen in the exact same universe unless it's like millions and million years apart. But there's just no way. I seriously could not believe how anybody could get to this. So yeah, no, that's it. Accident Netflix leak. Alright, so besides obviously this is, being a leak, but really, I have no idea what this could actually mean. I mean, like, of course, it means literally a leak for Kipo, but like, I don't know if this was meaning like episodes were, released or, character designs or whatnot. If anybody knows, please comment down below because I really would love to know what this could be meaning. Because I said it earlier, but I did not watch Kipo until like last 2 years ago ish. I cannot remember, but yeah, still. Food chain. Alright, so pretty much, of course, there is a food chain in Kipo, like how other mutes eat other mutes, some are stronger than others, like Scarlet Mane and his army, they pretty much control like the entire city and like everybody else. Mega mutes because they're mega mutes, and the list goes on. There's just other mutes that hunt down other mutes and kill each other. Benson was a white man. Alright, so basically in the concept art Kipo, when the show was, being developed, Benson, one of the main characters obviously, was actually going to be a white guy. He was going to be carrying like a cool looking sword, kind of like Clouds from Final Fantasy. And yeah, that's kind of it. And of course, him being white and blonde. And my theory on why they made Benson into, the black, skinny, wimpy kid is that Wolf was already gonna be, like the cool survivor of on the surface, and I'm guessing that they didn't like want, for them to be two badass characters. So they just want to keep one badass character, and they decided to just, let's just make Wolf the one. Let's make Wolf the strong, crazy one. And yeah, they just made Benson into the guy that we all love. Alright, level 5, the deep. Alright, so now we're for real gonna get into some deep stuff and kind of creepy stuff depending on how you see this type of stuff. I have a random urge to play Overwatch now. God, no wonder why this video is taking so long, dude, because I genuinely cannot focus on this thing for longer than an hour at most. Hybrid mutes have consciousness. So in the final episode, Emily, this series' last season villain, she made herself part mute to kill Kipo and everybody else at the royal prom thing, whatever, I forgot. And in the middle of her fighting literally everyone, and in the middle of her practically fighting everybody, we get to see some clips of like Emily fighting her inside her mind, and it shows that her mega mute form is like scared of like what's happening. So it's like two sides of Emily's mind, the scared emotional beating girl and the human power monster, which we get to see, which we will get to the emotion side later in the Iceberg. So it's like two minds together, the normal side human and the mute that you mutate with. As we did see with Kipo when she first turned into a Mega Jaguar, as herself, and then her Mega Mute form, the Jaguar, until she eventually let it go and she was in fully control of the Mega Mute herself. Surface humans develop black skin due to the lack of ozone layer. Alright, so I'm gonna be so for real right now. I'm not the smartest when it comes to science stuff, so yeah, and also I was not gonna do research for this video, so I don't fully know if this is true or not, if that, because of the ozone layer being broken or something, it makes human skin blacker or whatever. Maybe it was said by the creators or something with some science behind them. I have genuinely have no idea if this could be true or not, and I don't feel like doing research on this because I'm tired. Series intro. Alright, so Kipo really doesn't have a series intro like how normal cartoons do, but how a Kipo intro kind of goes is that it's either a past event that happens before to fill the watcher's information of something that happened in the show, and the other thing is just like what's currently happening, like the side plot of the episode. And that's pretty much what every single intro is, and then it cuts to the title card, and yeah. But maybe there was originally going to be a series intro, I don't know, I couldn't find anything on that, so if you guys know, put it down in the comments, I have no idea. Trapped in a mute. Alright, so I only have one idea what this could be talking about, and it's pretty much just like how Emily was, fighting 2 battles in the series finale, one physically with, with Kipo and everybody else, and one mentally with her and her Mecha Mute. And that's really all I have for this. I have no idea what this could be meaning. So, yeah. Emily was a human super masochist. I'm really hoping I said that right. Alright, so Emily in the series just wanted all mutes pretty much gone and wanted humans to rule, and that's pretty much it. There's really nothing else. She just hates everything else that's not human because her dad was super abusive to her and made her focus on that life mission of bringing humans back on the surface and conquering the world again. Deep stuff, man. Deep stuff. Level 6. The end of the iceberg. World softened by violence. Alright, so this is just not true. I mean, like, the world of Kipo is an extremely bad place. I mean, like, mutes are actively trying to kill each other. There's clan wars and, a lot of bad things. And, also Scarlet Mane. I mean, there could be maybe one instinct, maybe there could be the thing of, mutes are like mentally weak. Because as soon as there's like a new higher power in the world, they instantly like fold like an omelet. But I have no idea what this could be talking about. So yeah, I got nothing. Wolf movie. Alright, so I actually had a completely different script for this part, and it was just me talking about, like, I had no idea what this could mean, but doing some research on this a little bit more, I learned that a movie straight to streaming wolf movie, the creator of Kipo did say once, I can't find where it was said, but they did say they would like to do a wolf movie, either about her past, most likely, yeah, about her past. And that's really it. I have no idea what else could this be. I mean, also, this is not going to be happening anytime soon because, there could be a small chance this could happen, but I don't think it's likely because, Kipo is being taken off later this year, so yeah, that's just, yeah, you know what I mean? Wolf killed her false mother. Okay, so, the little, like, wolf cloak thing that she wears all the time? Yeah, that's a skin wolf. And pretty much where that came from is that she killed her mother. Wolf was betrayed by her family during the hunting. She killed her mother while fighting them. I mean, we didn't see it on screen because it cut right before the actual fight started. So, yeah, that's who she wears all the time, is her quote-unquote mother. And, yeah, it's a shame that this show does not get talked about anymore. Like, Jesus Christ, man. The Project Kipo had bad intentions? Alright, so obviously Project Kipo was pretty much, meant for, humans to be able to stand a chance on the surface against the mutes that were out there. And me personally, I don't think Project Kipo was really bad. I mean, them and their daughter from mutes, and also protecting other humans so they can be able to reform society and possibly live with mutes. So yeah, I don't think in the grand scheme of things, Project Kipo was intentionally bad, so yeah, nothing else. Now we're in the deep end, the final 2 levels. And I just realized I actually did not write a script for this part, so oh god. And I do not feel like writing an entire script for these, so I'm gonna ball most of this, so wish me luck on this, guys. Emily's torment. Alright, so pretty much this could be meaning 2 things. Either the entire, her fighting mentally with her hybrid mute, or, how I said earlier that she was abused by her dad pretty much. Not physically, we didn't see if she physically was getting hurt, she was more mentally getting hurt by her father, since the den that they lived in we're all scientists that were trying to like fight back against mutes so humanity can live on the surface. So I think that what this entry is trying to say is that Emily was mentally abused by her father. That's why she became the evil, the hungry power human that we all know. Aftermath conflicts. Alright, so I don't really know what this could be meaning. I mean, at the end of Kipo, everybody seems to be happy and peaceful with their lives now and rebuilding a new society. But my theory is this is just talking about maybe like when the show ended. There was a lot of drama behind the show. I'm not fully in knowledge on everything, but I did hear animators and directors that were on the show from like YouTube videos I've seen and stuff, how there were certain things that were just going wrong with the show and people being toxic and whatnot. I recommend you guys do your own research on this because it's kind of like a lot and I really don't know how to say all of it in this video, so if you guys want to check it out, I recommend these 3 videos on it and you guys can watch them for yourself. All amazing stuff. Kipo prophecy. Alright, so this is just pretty much telling about, you know, when Kipo was trying to learn her powers over to the cheese goats to learn how to control her powers, and they were saying that, you know, Kipo could be eaten or consumed by the Mega Jaguar and lose her mind, which didn't happen because Kipo had her friends and they kept her to be steady and aka being her anchor. And yeah, nothing else, just extremely simple entry right here. 4th season cancel. Alright, so I just want to make this clear. Doing a little bit of research, there was not meant to be a 4th season. The directors have said before publicly that they just wanted to make a 3-season show. Maybe there could have been a 4th season on the table, but the directors seemed like they just wanted to make it a 3-season show, and either way, it ended pretty goodly, honestly. I mean, like, what could you really make out from what we got at the end? I mean, maybe they could have explored like other states or countries, but like that's kind of far-fetched, you know what I mean? So yeah. Fun Gus was a hybrid child too. Alright, so this is pretty much saying that, you know, like how Kipo was born with mute DNA in her, this could be saying that, you know, the little jar of food that we saw that Kipo's mother was trying to open and broke, there's a theory that that was mutated with a child, and that child turned to fungus when Mega Monkey broke into the burrow and destroyed it. This theory saying is pretty much like, oh, the fungus like broke out and like pretty much consumed the entire area and made it its home. And it's saying, you know, like fungus is like pretty much a child, so maybe it was a human child that was experimented and was turned to that. That's all I have on this one. I mean, it's a cool theory, don't get me wrong. It's just like, I just have nothing to say for it. That's it. Last level. Okay, so now we are really at the end, and only the weirdest things are down here. Ones in the school photo are the Kipo staff. Okay, so this is true, literally said by the creator of the show, by Radford. I don't know how to say your last name, sorry, Brusky, but so yeah, there's really nothing else to it besides this just being in the first episode, and Kipo finds it after going on the surface and finding the picture, and yeah, that's just the crew that made the show. I guess a little neat reference. That's honestly pretty cool. I like it when shows like pit people that worked on the show and put them in the show as like little background creators or something like that. It's really nice. It's a really cool thing that I think is really nice. Emily killed her brother. Alright, so yeah, near the end of season 3, we get a background story to Scarlet Mane, and in that we see Emily and her brother go on the surface to go like do research, and Emily, you know, trying to survive seeing how hardcore the world is, but her brother finds it extremely cool that the mutes are kind of just like them, all fun and giggly, and say, hey, maybe it's not bad, maybe we should just like show what these mutes, not all of them are bad. And Emily didn't like that, so she just killed her brother with a bow and arrow, and that's honestly it. Well, this is surface stuff right here. This should just be like near the top. I mean, like it was literally shown on screen. I mean, not her, you know, killing, but it was like she pointed the arrow and it just cut to black. That's it. Questionable fan art. Alright, so like every single good Netflix animated show, it has their weird fans, and don't be wrong, there's a lot of amazing Kipo art from the fans, but of course, every good, there's always something bad, and there's a lot, literally minor. Oh my god, I'm gonna bleep so much of this out, by the way, sorry about this, but sexualizing minors, putting them in weird ships, and a lot worse things, and yeah, this is just really weird, and also a lot of furry stuff as well. I mean, it was gonna make sense, you know, animals and people that can turn into animals. Of course, furries were gonna be into this, but like, weird. Hybridity, morality. Okay, I have no idea how to say that, but oh my god, if I had to answer another stupid hybrid entry for this goddamn iceberg, I'm gonna crush out. Okay, pretty much, let's just speed run through this because I don't even want to read the script I wrote for this. Emily became a mute from the DNA that she took, and Kipo herself also has weird abilities that really most people shouldn't have, and you know, it kind of messes with their mind until they can either control it or let the mute take over. That's it. I'm so freaking done with this iceberg. Goddamn. I'm not mad. I'm just super tired. It's like already 10 o'clock and I have school tomorrow and I'm trying to finish the recording for this by tonight. Thank God we're about to be on our final entry. The cure causes mental death. So I saved this one for last because I think this is genuinely the most scariest fact about this show is that this is quite literally true. The mutants that were shown to be shot by the cure were made back into normal animals. They lost everything. Their personality, their thoughts, their passion, their will to live. Now all into a normal animal that can just be thrown away or get eaten the next day. Imagine yourself. You got shot by a little needle and you were just turned back to a cell or a baby. You lost everything. You're back to a simple mind. All back to square one. Alright everyone, thank you so much for watching this super long video. This took me so much time. I'm really hoping this does successful because if this video does good, I will totally make more Iceberg Theory videos. I would love to do a She-Ra one, maybe a K-pop Demon Hunters one, a Overwatch one, Transformers for sure. And yeah, much more will be in the future if you guys like this content. That's all I want to say. I'm super tired. I gotta edit this. So yeah, I hope you guys all have a good night. Love you guys. Have a good day. Or night, whatever it is. And bye-bye.